Another train of North Korean long-range 170mm M1989 Koksan howitzers was spotted being transported by rail in Russia. The video was shared on Thursday, December 19th, by the Excelenova Plus Telegram channel, but the exact date and location of the video remain unknown. The short clip does not capture the entire train, but over 10 artillery pieces are visible. The equipment's silhouette and the distinctive 5-roller tracked chassis confirm the presence of M1989 Koksan self-propelled howitzers produced by North Korea. The supply of these weapons to the Russian occupation army is part of the cooperation between Russia and North Korea. For the first time, the movement of Koksan howitzers on Russian territory was recorded in November 2024. Back then, an echelon of these artillery pieces was caught on video in the Russian city of Krasnoyarsk. M1989 Koksan is the conventional name for a 40-ton self-propelled artillery system made in North Korea, which was first seen at a parade in the city of Koksan in 1989. This artillery system uses a rather unique 170mm caliber, which, in combination with a long barrel, provides a long range. According to available data, the range of firing conventional projectiles from this self-propelled system is 40 kilometers, while for active-reactive munitions, this figure is close to 60 kilometers. The probable rate of fire is 1 to 2 shots every 5 minutes. This range of the Koksan is far beyond the capabilities of all available Russian cannon artillery used at the front. It can only be matched by the Soviet 203mm 2C7 Pion cannon when using active-reactive projectiles. Now we have more details about the missile strike on December 18th by the armed forces of Ukraine, which hit the buildings of the Russian enterprise Kamensky Combine in the Rostov region. This enterprise is engaged in the production of solid rocket fuel, in particular for rockets and ballistic missiles. Analysts from the Cyber Baroshno Group released a satellite image showing that 2 buildings at the company's production site were critically damaged. It is not yet known what function they performed. Analysts also noted that many other buildings at the plant had been protected by nets, presumably from drone strikes. The Russian enterprise Kamensky Combine is located in the city of Kamensk-Shakhtinsky, near the border with Ukraine. The attack on the Russian military facilities in the Rostov region using Storm Shadow cruise missiles became known on December 18, 2024. The Russian Defense Ministry also stated that ATAK-MS tactical ballistic missiles had allegedly been used. In total, at least 10 missiles were used, which were attempted to be shot down by Russian air defense, but satellite images show that at least some of them reached their targets. Kherson Cat analyst said that the wreckage found in the field belonged to European Storm Shadow/Scalp cruise missiles. These missiles are supplied to Ukraine by the United Kingdom and France, which this year allowed them to be used to hit targets in Russia. The French-British long-range air-to-ground missile Storm Shadow/Scalp EG is designed to overcome air defense systems and destroy important stationary and fixed targets, including bunkers. For this purpose, Ukrainian Su-24 MMR aircraft have been adapted to use such long-range aviation weapons. In November, the UK handed over a new batch of such cruise missiles to Ukraine. The Russians are once again threatening to shoot their own soldiers who refuse to go into battle, while complaining about the large number of wounded and killed. These are fresh radio communications intercepted by the intelligence of the 63rd Brigade.
Заебался с ними, мне что с ними делать-то, расстрелять что ли или что, блядь? Они не идут, они не могут идти, блядь. Я не знаю, нахуй. А вот пусть два тяжелых, блядь, забрать их, нахуй, быстро! Волга, летит. Можете доключаться до информации, что я не могу. Просто у меня 300 все, нахуй, сразу. Нет, до них сказать, что они все 300, я их только до 19-шки доведу и все. Он с 4-ки спускался. Там, говорит, 400-х, 200-х, да хуя, еле выбрался.
По нам минометы ебаться, с***й! По нам палят, походу! Тихо! Режиссер! Вот я бачу! Вот я бачу!
Russia's chief military counterintelligence officer, Colonel General Nikolai Yuryev, has resigned. RBC reported this with reference to its own sources. His resignation came almost immediately after the elimination of Lieutenant General Igor Kirillov, the chief of Russia's nuclear, biological, and chemical protection troops. One of RBC's sources claims that Yuryev's resignation is related to his retirement. According to him, the decree dismissing Yuryev from his post was signed on December 16th, the day before Kirillov's death. The source clarified that the decision to resign had been made in the summer. All of his deputies remain in place, and one of them is temporarily responsible for the head's duties. The name of the new candidate for the post had not been announced yet, the source emphasized. Lieutenant General Igor Kirillov and his assistant Ilya Polikarpov were killed in the morning of December 17th as a result of an explosion near a residential building on Ryazansky Prospect in Moscow. The Russian Investigative Committee opened criminal cases over the terrorist attack and murder. The suspect is an Uzbek citizen who has been detained. The day before the incident, on December 16th, the SSU notified Kirillov in absentia of suspicion under Articles 28 and 438 of the Criminal Code of Ukraine, war crimes committed by a group of persons by prior conspiracy. On Kirillov's order, more than 4,800 cases of enemy use of chemical munitions have been recorded since the beginning of the full-scale war, the SSU said. An SSU source also told the BBC, Kirillov was a war criminal and an absolutely legitimate target, as he gave orders to use banned chemical weapons against Ukrainian troops. Such an ignominious end awaits all those who kill Ukrainians. Meanwhile, Elvira Nabiullina, the head of the Russian Central Bank, wants her holiday gift to be balanced economic growth and a slowdown in price increases for the new year in Russia. Russian authorities are preparing their population for more poverty.
As the head of the central bank, what would you ask Santa Claus for the Russian economy next year, for our economy to shift to balanced growth rates? And what does that mean? It means positive growth rates, not just for 1 year, but for the future, so we can be sure that the economy is growing steadily and consistently. I would, of course, ask for a slowdown in the growth of prices, I think like all citizens. And essentially, these two wishes coincide in one, which is improving people's well-being. But I think that besides Santa Claus's requests, we have tools in our hands to achieve this.